Good morning, everybody. Man, I need to do a better job of paying attention to gold. Jesus, I should have hit this trade right here. Shabam, shabam, shabam. Come on, Bob. How did you just fall asleep and not see that? It's clear as the nose on my face, man. Yeah, there you go, Trader Joe. Oh, so probably the one I just pointed out. This one right here. Yeah. I just, I'm just, I completely freaking wasn't paying attention to that. I was too busy looking at the equities with the open, and I completely missed that right there. Come on, man. Come on, Bob. Damn it. That was it. Good job, Trader Joe. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent, Trader Joe. Again, before I even knew you did that, I was bitching. Man, I missed this trade. Oh, man. Shit. Before I even saw your comment, Trader Joe, I went, man, I missed that trade right there. What the hell was I doing? Shit. But you know what? It's funny because, again, we get to sit here and laugh because we know what the rotations are. And so the times that we take them and it's our 50% of being wrong, as long as we keep our stops tight enough to have a small loss, when we're right, we can make bank. Just make bank, man. Make bank. That was beautiful trade, Trader Joe. Now, don't you feel so much better that you can recognize something like that does those big red lines after you get in? Don't you feel so much better about your trading? Excellent, Thumperdink. Yeah, I'm up, I think it's 450. I've been on the phone, literally. I have been, 451. I have been on the phone literally since 7:30 this morning. I was actually on the phone when I took that short trade that made me my money in gold. I was literally on the phone. I've been on the phone all freaking morning. Mondays are my worst days, man. But, hey, at least I made some money. Good job, Jim. There you go. Yeah, GC's been nice this morning. I've just been Mondays are terrible, man. I'm still behind probably about 5 calls this morning. Mondays are literally my worst days to trade. Yeah, GC was awesome, man. So so my total last week was 1558 in my live account. That's what I made. I'm keeping track of my numbers here. So that's why my balance was up to 72.64 before today. Now it's at 77.15 because of my 450. And I did what Jim did. I spent my money on a Christmas present for my family. With my $1,500, I bought a Christmas present for my family. Let's see here. Somebody said morning from Massachusetts. Where in Massachusetts? I used to live in Belmont. when I worked for Deloitte. When I first got out of school, I worked for Deloitte. I lived in Belmont. I guess there was a W pattern in GC. I'm not paying attention. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a long setting up right there in GC. Definitely a long setting up right there. Jim's probably in it. Yeah, Belmont is a nice area. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was broke when I lived there. I was broke when I lived in Massachusetts. Totally broke. Canton. Okay. Yeah. Yep. There's that W pattern. Should minimum bring you back to here, to this rotation right here. Should minimum bring you back to here. It's gonna get punched in the head with the red line, but yeah, Belmont is Belmont. So what we did, so notice we broke that pivot right here on the run up, right here. So that's your confirmation that now your 9, when your 9 starts sliding up, it's going to be your friend to push your price long. Yeah, I didn't, so understand, I didn't grow up in Belmont. I lived there when I got out of school and went to work for Deloitte. And I rented, I shared I lived in a house that had 3 levels to it. Each level was an apartment, and I was on the first level, and I shared that apartment with a guy. So we split the rent, and I was still flat ass broke. Here goes your 9 now. Your nine's helping. That rotation right here, this red line should have been expected. If you guys have been watching me talk about this, that red line should have been expected when we broke this pivot. So now what you need to do if you're in this is you need to have your stop below that red line, and the continuation of the uptrend should happen now. They came back down and cleaned out the stops and all that kind of stuff. Oh, yeah. Those things will draw a lot of power. Those room heaters will draw a lot of power, man. All right, so this candle right here, when it closes, the next one should run back up. There you go. Here you go. Right here. There you go. There you go. Come on. And your zone should be right about in here, where things are going to get potentially ugly. I wasn't a huge fan of it because we've done this over here too many times. That's part of the reason why I wasn't really paying attention. Because we we slammed on the top here 3 times, in a row. So, I didn't get involved, but there's a W right there in freaking NQ. Who see the W in the NQ? Did anybody see the W in the NQ? Damn it. So you had your run down, up, and then you run down again, and this is your long right here. It's right into the bottom of the 9 EMA. So there's going to be a battle there. But shit, man, that's actually, God dang it. Why is my, why? Ah, man, I did it again. I get the freaking thing stuck. That's really a nice setup because we never tested the top of the prior day close all day. So that actually was a nice setup. That should rotate up. And there it goes. That should rotate up from here. Back up into here. Well, you should be making some money here soon, Recovery Wick. You just got to get. Unfortunately, by the time it happened, the damn 9 EMA was right there. I prefer it when it's out of the way, because then the battle isn't so bad. It needs to climb over it. Damn, that's ugly. What was that? Something just clicked on me. Something just made a noise behind me. Well, there's gold still doing its thing. Let me see if I can shrink this. Oh, I can shrink it over there. All right. Boy, that battle was not good. Neither one of these was good. Yep. Jesus. Neither one of those was good. Neither one of those was good. Whoa. So was there news that we don't know about? Was there news that we don't know about? This might explain all the ridiculousness. Look at golds. What, was there news that we didn't know about? Look at that. From line to line. That's just insane. That's part of the reason I like pre-market in gold, because there's nothing going on, or any of these instruments actually. And then you get into the after 10 o'clock stuff. You can be a lot more. I don't know, Jim. I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea. That was ridiculous. It went right to the prior day open. I have no idea. That was insane. There's a tsunami on my gold chart too, Amelia. There's a tsunami on my gold chart. Holy crap. I have no idea what just happened. Okay, maybe that's it. Yeah. It doesn't change the amount of gold that's out there, but they're just, yeah. That could be it. Because it's the only one that moved. It's the only one that moved. That's just craziness. Yeah. Yeah. Well, can't impact. You can't. That's, you know. I'm gonna trade when I start seeing patterns and consistency of what's going on. That's why gold in the pre-market. Jim could tell you, Jim, you're probably making a lot of money in the pre-markets. Of course, you got to get out of bed early, but gold in the pre-market has really been. When I say pre-market, I'm not necessarily meaning gold's pre-market. I'm meaning the pre-market of the equities. You know, it's just been very profitable. I'll bet you 4 out of the last 5 trading sessions. So 80% of the time, I'm turning on my live stream, and I've already made my money for the day in the pre-market of gold. Probably the last 80% of the time. You guys go back, look at my videos. I just like today, I'm up 450. I mean, I'm fine. For me to take a trade, it's going to have to punch me in the face. It's going to have to scream, "You must take this trade, Bob." So for an example would be like a nice consolidation candle right here in gold to the long side, inside bar. I'd be like, I have to take it, you know, something where I have to take it, where I'm just like throwing money away for not taking it. The problem with NQ right now is now it's stuck between the prior day close and the overnight open. So it's stuck in here because this whole candle wicked down below here, but it's below this candle. So we're stuck in this right here. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know how many of you took me seriously when I said this last week, but I'm gonna regurgitate it again today. You go back and look at the equity markets like NQ and YM in the afternoons last week, meaning, you know, after, 1 o'clock or so. And I'm telling you, there is money to be made that just follow the same freaking patterns that we talk about. And the thing about it, as long as the market's moving, that is a really good time to trade and learn how to do this, because when you're wrong, it's not as aggressive. And when you're right, you can just, let it mellow and let it do its thing and let it make your money. You don't have to be like, you don't have to move super fast. You can sit there and see the patterns set up. They show you what's going on a lot easier. But you got to look to your left and see that you're getting rotations. If you're not getting rotations, just shut the charts off and walk away. Yeah, see, Thomas just brought that up. Exactly. The YM has been, man, I've gone back and looked at the charts and been like, son of a bitch. If I had just traded the YM after 1 o'clock last week, I'd have made thousands just following the red lines, following the rotations off the overnight opens and things like that. It's just been so smooth and easy. Shit, gold. Oh shit, I lost my shit. I booted off my strategy somehow. I didn't even realize that. I had turned my strategy off over here. I must have canceled something the wrong way, closed out my strategy. And I've even told some of you that are trying to learn the strategy, go in the afternoon, you want to build up your confidence and feel comfortable. Go ahead and and even do this in the micros. Just go in there and throw in 2 contracts and in the NQ, and your little MNQ buttons, and let it go. I mean, the worst thing you're going to do if you lose is lose like $30. But if you're right, you'll build up your confidence, because you can sit there and say, shit, I made 25 points on that trade or whatever. And that'll help you walk your way up to the big game when you're trading, full size. Because I'm going to tell you, for most of you, not all of you, but for most of you, the biggest issue is probably the same biggest issue I had, that I don't feel like I have anymore. And that is just I shouldn't say I don't feel. I got to be cognizant of it, and that is between the ears. And the only way to continue to, in my opinion, to suppress what's going on between your ears is to continue to study charts, see pattern, start recognizing patterns like Trader Joe did today and nailed it, and building up that confidence so that the negative thoughts go away. And just recognize you're not going to be right all the time. The key is to be right, is to make money when you are right. That's the key. I mean, who cares if you lose $100, if you trade in full contracts, if you lose $100, who cares when the next trade you made 400 or 500? Who cares? That's what it's supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to be able to build your confidence up for, is that. Look at this little W that they did do finally in the NQ. Is this the NQ? And I can't see shit anymore. Yeah, it is the NQ. So they came back down to the prior day close, had that false break off the prior day open, and then rolled it up. That's nice. But the problem is the ES is rolling over. And this pattern right here, let me get gold out of the way here for a while. Shit. Did I lose my gold chart? God dang it. And I hate when I do that. Let me do this. Shit. I can't get it to move. No, I don't want that. I'm going to delete the fucking thing. Excuse me. And I'm going to delete this one too. Now I'm just pissed. It's so hard for me to move these things around. Was that RTY? Okay. Oh, you meant RTY. Okay. All right. You meant RTY. Yeah, the RTY. Where is that? There we go. All right, that one's done. Sorry about this. No, it's not on TradeSaver. You got to email me for it. My Foxy Trader Trading. You got to email me for it. It's something that a subscriber made. So just email me and I'll get it to you. I'm over here creating fucking charts because I keep getting them stuck between screens. Pisses me off. When I have two stuck, I can't get them out. When I've got one stuck, I can get them out. I had two stuck at the same time. Sorry, wrong gold. Man, look at this gold trade on the 1 minute gold line. I can just get my act together here. What a pain in the ass. Sorry about that. Yeah, see, so the problem with the NQ, well, what was the problem on the push-ups is that, and this is what I was trying to show everybody, the ES is confirming down. And so these two are not agreeing with each other. This one's trying to go up, this one's trying to go down. And these two, if you'll notice the pattern of the candles, they're running in sequence. The problem is one's stuck going short, one's stuck going long. And that's why I'm not jumping up and down to take an NQ trade right now. Because the NQ wants to go long and the ES wants to go short. I prefer those two to be doing the same thing instead of the opposite. Right now, the ES is now, and they swap roles. But today the ES is dictating the direction. Sometimes the NQ is dictating the direction, but today it's the ES. The ES is dictating the direction. It is because it's actually moving more than the NQ in that direction. And so the ES is dictating the direction, and the direction is down. And the ES and the NQ is stuck on top of the overnight open. Now, if the NQ would come down and rotate for a short, then, off the prior day close, for example, create space, blah, 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 then they would both be in agreement and there might be a trade there. Does that make sense? Sorry about that. I mean, I'm sorry I screwed up my charts, man. I get them. If I have two of them that are stuck in between screens, I can't get them to move. The only thing I can do is just delete the damn things and start over. And that happens because I keep moving them back and forth to kind of show you guys what I'm looking at. I really wish I had all 4 charts up at the same time on one screen. It would make my life a lot easier, but then I can't see. I mean, I have to be able to see what's going on. Well, that 1 minute gold line worked there, Jim. I'm assuming you took it. I mean, it worked. It was pretty lethargic, but it worked. Very lethargic, actually. In my opinion, the reason it was very lethargic is it's so far away from the red line right now. I mean, this is oversold territory. There you go, Trader Joe. I'm going to make a gold trader out of you yet. I've got a 55-inch monitor over here, Bruce. You know, I should think about that. But then it would be small for you guys to see. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't change. You know what I mean? I could plug in a 55-inch screen without a doubt. I've got one. I think it's even bigger than that. I think it's even bigger than that. I think it's even bigger than that, to be honest with you. Oh, crap. Yeah, the third bar. Yeah. Gold needs to rotate so that this red line can catch up. I mean, it's way oversold right now for 1 minute trading. That's why you don't need an oscillator. All you got to do is see where you are in conjunction with the red line, and it'll tell you if you're oversold or overbought. And that's why I say you got to learn the personality of the instrument you're trading, because you'll know what the levels are of distance to start saying, okay, we're getting long in the tooth. You know what I mean? And long in the tooth, when you get a long ways away from that red line right there, you're getting long in the tooth. The W's in the wrong direction, because this leg is lower than this leg, and you're not getting a long. Is it gonna go long? Yeah, it's gonna go long for the reason I told you, though. It's way oversold. But it's not a W pattern because this leg is higher than this leg. Yeah, GC is great. GC is great. It's got plenty of liquidity. So now Roger, it's, my Foxy trading. Your tail is too low. Your ass is too low. Your ass is too low. If that ass had been higher, man, Katie barred the door because it wants to go long right now. Gold wants to go long. It's oversold. No problem, Jim. No problem. No problem. I mean, it wants to go long. It's just I don't have a point to take that trade. That's the problem. Now, it did break this pivot. It could rotate, sit on top of this 9, and then rotate back up to here. No doubt about that. Foxy. I don't know. I don't know. Can't remember. I'm dyslexic. So when I sit there and look at your name, it's like I don't know. I'm just. It is what it is, you know. 'Cause I don't know. I'm just. It is what it is, you know. 'Cause I don't know. I'm just. It is what it is, you know. 'Cause I don't know. I'm just. It is what it is, you know. 'Cause I don't know. I'm just. It is what it is, you know. 'Cause I don't know. I'm just. It is what it is, you know. I'm lucky I can read your name at all. All right, let's see here. Man, the equities just need to start doing some moving. So, like, see, we had a 1 minute gold line right here in NQ, but I mean, I just can't take it right back into the prior day close. We did break the pivot here. So just visualize that this prior day close isn't here. You broke this major pivot up, you broke the Donchian, you rolled back into the 1 minute gold line, bam, bam. But the problem is, I don't want to take a trade. I don't want to take a short into the top of the prior day close. Yeah. No, I said it was going to go long, but I don't know where you should put your stop. I don't know where you should put your target. I don't, because it's not a pattern. It's just not a pattern. And I want everybody in this that's watching these videos to see consistency in the patterns that they trade. I took a short in gold at 808 off the red line. It had an inside candle to its left. They went up and touched it. The 806 candle, I believe, touched the red line. The 807 candle was an inside candle to the 806 candle, and then wham, down goes Frazier. I mean, I could sit here all day long, Fox Trading, and tell you which direction the market's going to go. But the point is, I don't know where to put a stop and where to put a target unless I'm using a consistent pattern. Does that make sense? And I don't want people just taking trades by guessing. I shouldn't say guessing, but you know what I mean. It's not a guess. I told you down here they want to go long. Well, they went long. You know what I mean? But where's the entry? I don't have one. You didn't get lucky. It was going to go long. It was definitely going to go long. It had to go long. It was way oversold. Now, I would like this to go up a little, clean out the prior day low from the bottom, because we have not, I mean, these candles in essence did test the bottom. We just didn't get any space. Here we're coming from a recent low, so I would like it to test that. It's also on the 5 minute 9 EMA right here, which is a help, but I really wanted to clean out this zone right here, which is the prior day low, and then look for a short. It really needs, I mean, that's because the fear is you get in here and it still goes to do this, cleaning out that zone. There you go. Now go up. Go up. Go up, gold. There you go. Now, all right. So it's cleaned out that zone. That's nice. Now you've got a really nice smooth pullback to the 5 minute gold line there. You've also cleaned out the prior day low. So if the prior day low can hold, you're looking for a rejection back down at least, at least half the way back down here. But The longs may win this battle. And if the longs win the battle, that's not a problem either. What we want is we want it to go up, create space, and sit on top of the prior day low and let us take it long. Sit. There you go. There it is. That should roll down somewhere, at least to here. At least to this pivot broke right here. It's where this should roll down to. Man, the equities are just crashing. No, it doesn't. Well, neither does anything in Washington. It's predominantly the Federal Reserve. The whole reason the market is overbought, and it's been overbought for 5 years, is because of printing free money. Somehow nobody understands how that's a bad thing. That's actually a bad thing. Bob, how could it be bad that the market goes down? Oh, I don't know. You know, it's probably exactly what somebody said in December 1928. What could be bad that the market never goes down? Oh. Yeah, that 9 EMA is well, and I still think it's going to go down, Thomas. Go. 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 There you go. Now let's go. No, shit. All right. Well, I still think it's going to go down. That 9 EMA, that 9 EMA is being a. They're not. Your retirement account loves it now. So did it. So did it. So did a bunch of people in 1928. Oh, it's just great. Oh my God. I'm a millionaire. 2 years later, can't even buy a loaf of bread. Whose fault was it? Go back and look. It was the Federal Reserves. They're the ones that allowed all over leveraged buying into the stock market with free money. And then they pulled the rug out. No different than what they're doing now. Handing out free money. Free money, free money. Stock market, if the stock market, let me ask you, just let me test all you economics geniuses here. If the stock market goes up 20%, but the value of the dollar drops 30%, are you actually better off? Next question. Oh yeah, the NQ. Shit, yeah. I didn't even see that. Yeah, the NQ should hopefully roll over. The ES is rolling over. You can't beat inflation when you can never beat inflation when growth is based off of what's the term? When growth is based off of asset value appreciation and not from production. And in this country, this country is not based off of production anymore. We don't produce anything. I mean, it's economics 101. Read some Milton Friedman. You'll understand what's going on right now. God, they're trying to hold that line, Thomas. They're trying to hold that line. They're trying to hold that PriorDay's low. But since I didn't get the reaction I'm looking for, I'm staying away from it. What I would prefer now, because we did 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's talk about this. You don't have to give up. You just got to look for a better banana to peel. So you go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what we want now is we want to break this pivot right here, rotate up, and sit on top of the PriorDay's low and take that long back to there. That's what we want. Milton Friedman is an absolute genius, you know, and they you know, I could get into a long story about this, but it was in the 80s. It was the mid to late 80s that throughout the major universities of this country, Notre Dame being one of them, that they instilled, and it was a government. Listen, man, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. So I don't want to try to make anybody mad here, but it was the gut pushed for Keynesian economics because they knew they were in debt when they disconnected themselves from the gold in the early 70s. And what they did to backfill all this was to teach people a lie economic policy so that Milton Friedman would no longer be what people learned. So in the mid 80s, I was taught all about Friedman, and it was all mathematically calculable stuff. In the late 80s at Notre Dame, I was taught Keynesian economics, which has absolutely no mathematical basis. It's all off theory and bullshit. And what it does is it took the educated people in this country from Harvard to Stanford to Notre Dame to UCLA, all that, and taught them a philosophical economic policy that justifies government debt. And therefore, the government has then subsequently blown its debt up. And nobody says anything. And the reason nobody says anything is because they haven't been educated to say anything. They're no longer educated to say anything. Yeah. Yeah. Milton Friedman. If you want to know the corruption in your government and your Federal Reserve, you need to study Milton Friedman. And you also need to study Thomas Jefferson, because he talked about the same stuff that Friedman's talking about. This is a path of destruction. This is exactly how the Roman Empire ended. This is exactly how it ended. So gold never gave us that break to the long side and then rolled over. So that doesn't mean it's over. That potential rotation. But for me to be a player in gold for any rotation, it has to start being deliberate. This was deliberate from here to here, but it just never deliberately rolled over. I let it do the second attempt and just tried it, because what the hell? It didn't work. Certainly not going to try the third attempt ever, because I really anticipated it to come up and then sit on top and then go long. So I'm just here. Oh, Buckley. Yeah, Thomas. That's cool. That is cool. Man, I used to get in arguments at Notre Dame with my economics professor. I used to get in arguments with him because he was an all-in Keynesian clown. And I used to mathematically prove with Friedman's theories how his Keynesian shit was bullshit. And the funny part was, my professor at Notre Dame was the guy who wrote the book that was the textbook that we were studying off of. He fucking hated me. I didn't care. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. I don't care. If your theory is correct, then prove it to me. Oh, you can't? All you can do is just read out of a textbook and tell me how I'm wrong? Yeah. I did pass the class, Bill. I graduated magna cum laude. I've got it up here on my up on my wall. A kid that never bought the books. I never bought the books because I can't read, but I never missed a class. Main thing all through school, I never missed a class, so I understood what was going on. But I never bought the books because I never read them. I never would have read them. And I graduated magna cum laude. Well, so Ronald Reagan lived in California too, Thomas. Jim lives in California. And not everybody in California is a communist. All right, so let's come on, man. We've got to get something to move. If my camera here could drag over, I'd show you my diploma. It's hanging on the wall. It says my name in magna cum laude. Oh yeah, Jim, absolutely. That's why, Jim, What you just said is exactly why the bond market is so fucked up right now. That's exactly why you can't close a mortgage and as a bank and make any money. You have to make all your money on fees because the bond market's not going to pay you for the inevitable. When they know that the loans that they're booking right now and they're buying right now, they're not going to make any money because they're going to roll out. And you know which ones don't roll out, Jim? The ones that aren't paying. And so you're stuck with a portfolio of, say, 1,000 loans, and you're stuck at a year from now with 100 of them, and those are the 100 that aren't paying. The bond market knows that. That's why you can't make any money selling mortgage-backed securities right now. The Federal Reserve fucked that up, and they did it during COVID. It's their fault. It's infuriating. Come on. Somebody move. Somebody move. I wouldn't mind seeing gold break this pivot right here, rotate up and hit a 1 minute gold line for a short. That's what I wouldn't mind seeing right now. NQ could possibly do it if it breaks this pivot. Everybody see this pivot right here? Everybody see this pivot right here? So let me draw that one over. So those are the two pivots we need. NQ can do it where it rolls, breaks this pivot, and rolls up, hits a 1 minute gold line for a short. All right, so there we go. We broke the pivot in gold. So now what we need gold to do is rotate up, create a space, and then create a space first, and then rotate up into the 1 minute gold line, and then you can look for a short. And why am I saying that now? Well, because the red line has traveled a lot further down now. So we're not sitting here way the hell down. Everything's catching up. We're a lot further up, so we can do a nice reset, 1 minute gold line, potential short. NQ might do the same pattern. All right, Scooby. There you go. I mean, Ryan. God, you Scooby. Now, I want it to create space. I want it to sit here and think for a minute and then create another candle. I want space between the 9 and the in price. Okay, here we go. All right, so this might work. Okay. By the way, that was a nice email you sent me. A lot of what you put in that email, I can certainly relate to. A lot of what you put in that email, I can certainly relate to. God, what are we doing over here in the RTY? Come on, gold. Come on. Come on. A little more leg. Come on. Let's get bigger. Let's get bigger push up. Bigger push up. Come on. Keep going. All right. All right. All right. All right. That one didn't break. This one didn't break here. Now I want this candle, I want another candle to open here and be smaller. I don't care if it goes up further. I just want it to be smaller than this one. Okay. All right. Oh, shit. Jesus. Woo, woo, woo. Not that big. Not that big. Yikes. Whoa. Okay. Not that big. Oh, boy. Woo-wee. Not that big. Forget it. I'll be right back. Hold on. Jesus, look at that. Yeah, I'm not jumping into this shit. That candle's, I got to protect that candle. I mean, it may roll over, but I see, this is the stuff I don't want to get involved in. And this is exactly why I don't want to get involved in it. Because if you go to backfill that candle, which normally it runs at least halfway, look at how much heat you're taking. I don't know if I've ever discussed this, but I can't remember the statistic, but it's pretty high. Like 70%, 75% of candles backfill 50% of the candle to the left. And if you got a big candle, you gotta be prepared for it to backfill. And that's where you gotta like take heat. I mean, I think gold is I guess gold is probably in that mode where it gets into at 10 o'clock, where it's just not going to do anything until it gets past 11. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at it that way right now. It's not really doing anything. Of course, neither are the equities, but I mean, come on, man. It is, it is December trading. All right, so now I'm looking at the YM here. So we had a break of this pivot here, rotate up in the 1 minute gold line. So I'm kind of looking at a potential short here in the YM. Am I going to get anything out of it? I don't know. There I am. I'm in it. Well, we'll see. I'm going to put my stop here. All right, go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. All right, there you go. Go, baby. Go, baby, go. Big red candles. Big red candles. We like big red candles when we're short. Come on. See how I broke this pivot by one tick? Now, I do have a problem because we didn't break this one yet, but that's okay. It gave me the ability to be in and see if I can get somewhere. Keep on rolling. Come on, YM. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Keep on trucking. Truck, 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 truck. Don't backfill. See, it's going to backfill that candle for me. Don't backfill. Just roll over. Come on. Roll over. Just roll over. Roll over. Roll through the bottom. Let's go. Come on. Come on, YM. Let's go to the low. Let's go to the low. Let's go to the low. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You dog. You're not going to go to the low on me, are you? No, you're going to take me out? Are you going to take me out or are you going to go? Sellers, where are you? There you are. There's the sellers. All right, come on, let's go. Nope, you're going to roll up on me, aren't you? Come on. Come on, sellers. Come on, sellers. Come on. I know you want to sell this garbage. There you go. Come on. I know you want to sell it after my speech of this being all overbought. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on. Keep going. God dang it. Break these pivots. Ah, you dog. Break these pivots. Come on. Come on, YM. Come on. Oh, let's go down. Not up. Let's go down. Let's go down. This is not good. We just went to the freaking pivot and rotated up. Yep. Yeah, it is. You're correct, Rick. You are correct. TR, modern monetary theory. It's it's short-term reward for long-term losses. That's what modern monetary theory is. But of course, why would we do anything else? We're run by politicians that are selfish. ES or NQ? To answer your question on do I prefer ES or NQ, it totally depends on what you're trying to do. And my point of that is that, you know, when I've told this story 100 times, so some people are going to get bored and shut off. But I mean, when I passed my first eval, which was 10 days of trading with Apex, and I got my first payout, which was 20 days of trading. These are old rules. I only traded the ES because it's so simple. Off the 1 minute gold line, you wait for a crossover retest. I mean, you know, we've had multiple examples of it today. I mean, you just got to get here's your thing. Here's your crossover. Here's your retest. There's your trade. Okay. And so it's the simplest, smoothest freaking pattern and you don't have to worry about anything else in the ES to do that. So it depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to, you know, do some consistency trading and pass an eval and that kind of stuff? Then it's the ES. If you're capable mentally and emotionally to handle tick outs and losses and that kind of stuff, and the ability to react quickly, then the NQ is probably something you should trade. But I don't recommend the NQ to anybody until they have experience trading. It is a complete and utter nightmare to trade. I'm going to get frustrated here because this RTY trade, I mean, this YM trade is actually going to work. See that? Look at that little dog. Look at it. And you were right, Thomas. It was reacting to the, I totally agree. It was reacting to, or whoever said it, was reacting to the YM. The YM was looking for its third attempt. I mean, the RTY. So see, the RTY came down, hit the overnight open, came back, hit it again. This is where I was in my short on the YM. It rolled up, took me out. And then the battle was won to the downside with the YM. But there was a reaction by the RTY because you have to have your 1, 2, third attempt. And then boom, there you go. But I wasn't going to let the RTY roll up and take me out for a loss in my YM trade. So, there it is. Oh, at the current low. At the current low, Jim. Right there at the current low, probably about a tick or two ahead of it. I mean, it may plow through and go to the prior day low, but this was only our second time down here. I mean, I don't know, but definitely the current low. Definitely the current low. You're not stuck in it, my friend. You're making money. It was a beautiful setup. And so this is the stuff I want to point out to people that don't know the simplicity of what I'm talking about. See this candle right here? This pivot that was created to run this thing up? And it even created a high here over this one. I mean, the signs were all there because then they slammed it down and broke this by one tick right here. That is literally a blueprint that we're now going short, and you need to find a place to do it from. And that's exactly what they did. It's exactly what they did. I mean, it's just so simple to see these things. That's why I glanced over. I'm like, oh, shit, we broke that pivot to the downside. And I had a crossover, so I had this line, this one completely above my gold line, down, broke that pivot by one. They did that to get the fear of missing out traders to jump into the short right here. Oh my God, they're breaking it. And they slam them back up intentionally, and then they roll it back over. This is all done intentional. These are all algos kicking that. And where all these algos are going to get out is down in here, or maybe down in here. I mean, and it's rinse, wash, repeat. Boom. There it is. There it is. Yeah, I got out of it. Rinse, wash, repeat. It's pretty good money there, Jim. Pretty good money right there. But that's what you need. That's what you guys need to see that right there. That was the sign. This crossing over that gold line, this breaking this pivot by one damn tick and rolling it up. I mean, it's like, okay, we're going that way. We've given the secret handshake to those that know this, and we're going to steal the money from those that don't. Now they're oh my God, the whole market's crashing right now. So this reaction is something else. Oh yeah, the European market's closing right now. So there's a big sell-off right now. But I mean, if you guys just see that pattern and identify it with these instruments that run smooth, the RTY, the YM, the ES, gold, NQ is a little bit of a beast, but it does the same things. But the NQ is a beast. It will scare the shit out of you when it does it. But it does the same pattern. Yeah, exactly, Jim. Yeah, the YM moves a lot slower than GC or the NQ. It moves a lot slower, but the pattern stays consistent. And that's what matters. Now, why it's crashing, who the hell knows? Everybody's crashing right now. I've met a YM. I've told this story before on here, and I'll tell it again just for conversation purposes. But I met a YM trader, half my age. Let me see if I'm right there. Maybe a little more than half my age. Who trades only the YM. And that's what he does for a living. And when I say that's what he does for a living, he lives in Florida. He's got automobiles in his driveway that easily exceed $300,000 in value. And he's got about a $2 million house he lives in. And the only thing he does, and a wife and 2 kids, and the only thing he does is trade the YM. $1,733 on your first YM trade ever. But you know what's funny, Jim? Isn't the pattern the same? I tell you, that was the sign, that stupid break of that damn, when it broke on the roll down. I mean, it's like a roadmap. This is the roadmap. This is your GPS kicking in. When it broke that by a tick and rolled up, that is your GPS kicking in, saying, okay, guys, this is what we're doing. Yeah, the YM is nice when it's moving. Now it can go dormant sometimes. Of course, all these instruments can go dormant at times, but the YM is a nice, smooth instrument. You know, $5 a tick contracts. You know, blah 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 blah. You know, just like the RTY. It's a great instrument to trade because if you get a loss, you're not really going to lose a lot of money. Yeah, the choppy days are terrible. Yeah, exactly. And again, that's every instrument. The choppy days are terrible. There's choppy days in everything, but you know. Choppy days and everything. So the NQ just came to the PriorDay Open. And so if any of you are looking for it, that is a potential trade right there. And what I'm going to look for, because I've made my money for the day already, so I'm not giving it back. What I'm going to look for is for it to come back up to about here, if it does, and see if it rolls down and gives me a W pattern. I'll feel a lot more confident in that. So what I want this thing to do is roll up to about at least here, where support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support, roll back down, create a pullback into this zone, protecting protecting this bottom right here and then take a long for a W pattern. That's what I'm going to look at as a potential trade. Man, it's snowing here. Thomas, is it snowing at your house? It's literally snowing here. God dang, it's actually snowing, like real snow. Like real snow. All right, so did we get back to this area yet? Yeah. We're getting close. So I'm kind of the opinion that we're going to get like right up to this, where this break was, and then roll back down, hopefully, and then give me, like 3 or 4 candles down, and then I'm going to take the long. Of course, this is the NQ, so it does everything I say 10 times faster than I wanted it to. So yeah, it's doing it faster than I wanted it to. Now, for it to stay legitimate, I can't break this candle here. And it broke it by a tick. Now that's dirty dog stuff. That's dirty dog stuff. Yeah, it's snowing at your house? Okay, yeah, it's snowing at mine right now. Yeah. For perspective, everybody, Thomas lives probably about 40 miles east of me. All right, so if we get an inside bar right here in the NQ, if we get an inside bar right here in the NQ, the long may be the play. Stop. Just stop. Just need you to stop. Just stop. Quit being so stupid. Oh my God, are you going to run off on me already? Even though we broke it by a tick. I'm looking over at everything else, and everything else is starting to rotate up. YM is rotating long. The RTY is rotating long. I think if it breaks that spot right there, I mean, the pattern is not correct because it broke that pivot. But there it is. Are you going to go long or not? Everybody else is going long. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, near Greensboro. Yeah, I know where you're at. Not far from Bryant Park. When I used to be a coach of a golf team, and that was one of our main courses we'd play at is Bryant Park. Bryant Park in Greensboro and Tanglewood in Winston area. There's that rotation, you dirty dog. Just dirty dog stuff. It's doing dirty dog stuff right here. All right, let's see here. RTY. Let's look at the RTY for a second here, because this is the one that may actually set up something that fits my rules. Crossing over, possibly get a retest of the prior day close and then a long, but it looks like it's just going to do the 9 EMA. Yep, just did the 9 EMA instead. Just did the 9 EMA instead. Well, snow is not a big deal around here, that's for sure. Not a big deal. The worst part about snow in North Carolina is the people in North Carolina literally have zero ability to drive in it. Zero. I mean, matter of fact, it should be -0, -1. Their ability to drive in snow is ridiculous. It's like they all become Dale Earnhardt Jr. when it snows. It's like, dude, don't you understand that's when you slow down? They speed up. Yeah, it's like, come on, man, don't you understand? Ah, okay, yeah, yeah. I'm surprised you saw it once. I'm surprised you even saw it once, to be honest with you. You sure it wasn't? Sure it was. You sure it wasn't stuff coming over the border from Tijuana? that truck got blown up. Predominantly static lines, Rick, and 5-minute red lines. Yeah, well then it could have been from Tijuana. See you later, Jim. Well, it's corruption at its best, Jim. ESPN, the woke organization they are, owned by Disney, doesn't want a Catholic university in their playoffs. You know what? Fine, kiss my ass. Vegas wanted it. Vegas knew Notre Dame was the third best team in the country. Vegas knew that. As a matter of fact, the AP poll knew that too. But not ESPN and the corrupt people that pick the teams to be in the playoffs. You pick the teams. Oh, okay. All right. You pick the teams. Gotcha. There's no way that could be wrong. Well, so we had a push up from the prior day low in the ES, and then it pushed up again and didn't go higher than that. I took the rollover. Is it going to work? I don't know. It's working. See, this candle here did not go higher than that candle. So that's the sign that we're going to push it down off the prior day low. So I just need this thing to roll over, give me a nice quick little paycheck here and call it a day. So I got stuff to do. God dang it. Come on, roll over. ES, roll over. Come on, ES, roll over. There you go. Come on. Come on, roll over. Roll over, damn it. There you go. Oh, shit. All right, hold on here. Roll over. Come on, roll over. You're going to knock me out, aren't you? Come on, ES. Roll over. Roll over. There you go. Come on. Roll over. Let's go to target. Come on. Come on, ES. Roll over. We all know you want to go down, so just go down. Why do we have to play this game? Just roll over. Sell off, damn it. Oh, you dog. You're gonna try to knock me out, are you? Yep, it's gonna knock me out. No, come on, roll over. Come on, roll over. Just break the bottom of this candle, damn it. Break the bottom of that candle right there. Come on. We've had two candle tops right here. So if it breaks that top, that's not good. So my stop is right there. Yep. Yep. Anyways. Gold is doing something? No, it's not. No, it's not. Again, this leg is higher than this leg. Yeah. Alabama. It's because the shit's fixed, man. The shit's fixed. And you know what the committee did? They proved it. Alabama had -3 yards rushing against Georgia. Alabama is 116 out of 130 teams in the country. 116 out of 130 in rushing offense. Notre Dame has a Heisman Trophy candidate and the #1 running back in the country. And Alabama's in the playoffs. Yeah. It's corruption. It's corruption. But ESPN is a tool to the SEC. They're beholden. And ESPN, as an organization, is pissed off at Notre Dame because they have a contract with NBC. It's all politics. That nobody wants to have the best teams on the football field. They want to have the ones that make them money. That's it. Notre Dame doesn't make ESPN money. Notre Dame makes NBC money. NBC makes Notre Dame money. Man, look at, so here's the YM. I didn't even see this. Here's the YM. Why was I staring at the RTY? I don't know, but here's the YM. It actually did the crossover. And look at how deliberate. So let's talk about this for a second since it's here. I mean, I missed it, but that's okay. I can only look at so many charts at the same time. But this is a perfect example of what you need to look for. And I don't know if any of you took this. If you did, let me know. But see how this ran up and then deliberately ran to the prior day low, hadn't tested it yet, and then bam, there's your long. Did anybody take that YM trade? And keep this in mind. So in that trade, you ran up and got on top of the 9 EMA, which is where you're at right now. Now you're on top of the 9 EMA. You tested it, and then now your 9 is pushing your trade back up to this area, hopefully. I don't know if any of you took that, but it was beautiful setup. I got you, Rick. Yeah. I mean, it's going to go ding to ding is my guess. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, Neged Magnolian, you can sit there and wait for the W patterns, and I will never complain for you doing that, because it is the more conservative approach. I mean, it is the more conservative, because when the pattern does happen, those win definitely at a higher percentage than the crossover retests, in my opinion. Okay. By the way, Bill, it wasn't Notre Dame that chose not to play in a bowl. I thought I'd let you know this. I mean, some of you may or may not know this, but the athletes said they didn't want to play in a bowl. And when the athletes say they don't want to play in a bowl, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up to go to a bowl game that you're going to be disheartened with, because they're not in it, meaning they're not mentally in it. And, a lot of them are like Love is going in the NFL, stuff like that. So he's not going to play. Our Malachi Fields, our wide receivers, going in the NFL. He's not going to play. Rubio's going in the NFL. He's not going to play. Shroud's going in the NFL. He's not going to play. So if my players aren't going to play, then, it's just not going to be a good game anyways for Notre Dame. Now, what I would be up for is like Florida State and Notre Dame saying, hey, let's play a game against each other. We'll play our second teams. You play your second teams. Let's play. I mean, I'd be all up for that. A nice little ACC kind of game. And it would draw a huge crowd for Florida State and Notre Dame to play each other with the intent of knowing, all our NFL guys that are leaving aren't playing. Let's go and play some football. I'd be all in for that. By the way, Florida State, talk about getting kicked in the teeth. Florida State, because so many teams have opted out of the bowls now, Florida State was asked to be in a bowl, even though they don't even qualify to be in a bowl. And they told the bowl committee to go pound sand. I love it. I love it. I hope they have to cancel some of these bowls. They know that if you don't have the participation of teams like Florida State, Notre Dame, and whatnot, you're not going to make any money. Your bowl is going to be a money pit. There's a rejection right here in GC. Let me go back and look at this. So let's see here. Well, we're coming from a higher pivot than this one, and we rotated up. Yeah, I would not be a fan of that. By the way, this damn line did ultimately hold. You can all see that. Unfortunately, not in the manner by which I want it to hold. Still have a potential. So wait a second, though. We still do have a potential that we get a crossover, a roll up and sit on top, and we can get a long to the prior day close. You still have a potential for that. You do have an inside candle for a short. I mean, if some of you want to be a little bit risky, you had an inside bar here to this candle. You could get a rotation back down to here for some money. But it looks to me like, yeah, they want to run it long. And the reason I said that when I came, so look to your left. Where's the last major pivot that brought us to here? It was right here. And when this one came down, it did not break that pivot here, that major pivot. So the rotation up tends to cause us to go long when we get back to supposedly resistance. Just little things like that, it's kind of easy to just kind of pay attention to. I mean, it's not really complicated, but it sounds complicated. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But it's just, you want things going. You wanted this rotation to be lower than this one to that line. That's what you wanted. These freaking idiots keep coming in my live stream. So the ES, so that trade that I took in the ES ultimately did fail to the short side. Now they crossed over, broke this pivot, and you got this retest, and then you got a long here. So if you're looking for a potential trade in the ES, the break of these two candles to the long side, that should be your entry back up to here. And even though it's pulling down here, I wouldn't be afraid of it. Now I'd start getting afraid of it. When it was that inside candle, that was nice, but what's the NQ doing while we're doing this? Or that's the YM. Jesus, man, I got fucking Jesus. The NQ is rolling over. Okay. I'm still going to try the long if we get it for right now. I'm going to try it because we broke that pivot. We sat on top. No, I'm not going to do it. I'll be right back. Stop. Oh, there goes the ES. I guess the trade is going to work. Yeah, look at that. I mean, the pattern stayed consistent. There was no break to the long side. So it crossed over, broke this pivot, the downside pivot, which was a nice sign, sat on top, and then boom, there's your long. I'm going to assume since nobody responded, nobody took that YM trade. Oh, wait, somebody did and got out early. Because it did what it did. It went right to there. It's intent, just for those of you to know. It's intent. Oh, good job, David. I would run it. Dude, if you can just be patient, I would run it up to here. I'd let it run if you can be patient. Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Let it work for you. Let it make money for you. Come on. Keep going, ES. What I was going to say was the intent of this YM is to go here. It's going to get stuck here at the 5-minute red line for a while. But the intent is to go from this line to this line. That's what the intent is. And if it would do that, it would help this ES trade. I can tell you that. Well, there you go, David. Awesome. There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's such an easy pattern to recognize. See, because you got these little dots, they're pushing down. That's why I took this entry, because the second one reached up and it didn't go as high, and I'm like, okay, boom, boom, it failed, rotated up, broke these pivots, sat on top, nice smooth pullback, sat on top, and boom, there's your long. I mean, the problem is it's getting stuck, and I think it's getting stuck because the YM is stuck right now at the 5-minute red line. So the YM just needs to kind of get some energy in it, and that should help drag the ES up too. God, look at that. Jesus. So what would be nice if they just cleaned out the stops right there and then roll back up. The bad sign is they never broke that pivot on the run up. That's the bad sign. All right, guys, it's 11:30. I'm up $463. Yay. Hey. I'm not upset, trust me. I had a goal to get to before Christmas next week, which was 8,500. I started the month off wanting to get my balance back up to $8,500. I'm currently at $7,727. So I'm not far off. Yeah, exactly. I'm fine with it. That YM trade, if it didn't get manipulated a little bit because of what was going on with the RTY, that would have been a $500 trade back down to the low. I just got out. But anyways, yeah, David. Yeah. You keep your down days small and your up days larger. At the end, you win overall. That's what the concept is. At least I hope. Everybody have a good day. Don't forget to like the video before you leave. If you could, that'd be nice. And I will be back out here tomorrow. And I will see you guys later. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.